Have you ever caught yourself fearing the worst after one scary headline? Your brain takes shortcuts every second to make sense of the world. Most help you survive, but some, they backfire big time, right? Leaving you vulnerable to manipulation and bad decisions. Today, we're going to uncover the mental traps that make you an easy target and how to spot them before they strike. So let's start with the availability bias. Your brain equates dramatic events with likely ones because they're easier to recall. Think about it. Shark attacks grab headlines with vivid stories of terror, but bathtub spills, not so much. Yet bathtubs claim far more lives each year, hundreds in the US alone compared to just a handful from sharks worldwide. Does that sound familiar? After a plane crash, what do people do? They ditch the flights for road trips. But driving is over 700 times more dangerous per passenger mile. One dramatic story drowns out the stats, pushing you towards riskier choices. Marketers exploit this too. They'll parade the single lottery winner on TV, ignoring the millions who lose it regularly, right? But your brain fixates on that jackpot. Ooh, it smiles and whispers, hey, that could be you next. Even though odds are what? 1 in 300 million or something? Right? So don't fall for the highlight reels. Step back and look at the full picture. Now, what about anchoring bias? So, did you know that the first figure that you encounter becomes your mental benchmark, skewing everything that follows, even when the first figure is arbitrary? So check this out. Researchers spun a random wheel of fortune landing on a number. Then they asked folks to estimate Africa's population. You know what happened? Those who saw higher spins guessed way bigger numbers. A simple spin of a wheel warped their judgment. It planted a number in their mind that they just couldn't shake it. Right? Stores pulled this same trick. That original price tag, that's often inflated just to make the sale look like a steal. Right? You pat yourself on the back thinking that you're saving, but compared to what? A fake anchor? So what's the fix? You got to slow down. Just try to compare real values and then break free from that pull, that attraction that they're trying to get you to do. Another trap is recency bias. Whatever just happened overshadows the big picture. So the stock market dips this week, panic sells everything, right? It bounces back and buy high on the hype. That's reacting to yesterday's noise, not the decade's trend. Or maybe a driver cut you off in the morning commute. Suddenly you're thinking, man, people don't know how to drive anymore, right? Sometimes maybe that's true. But usually it's just fresh frustration blocking out months and months of smooth commutes, right? The news plays this game too. A couple of crimes spark waves of terror headlines, even as the overall rates keep dropping year after year. Recent vibes tend to just trump long-term facts. Now, what about when your brain invents connections that aren't really there? That's called illusory patterns, right? Seeing order in pure randomness, right? A flip of a coin, there's 3 heads in a row, and that must be a fake coin. Or roulette hits red 5 times, well, black's next, it's due, right? Wrong. Each spin stands alone. Your mind craves order, so it makes one up. That's why we invent superstitions. Wearing a lucky t-shirt because good things happened the last time? Or avoiding certain numbers after streaks of bad luck? How many times do you sit in the same exact spot while you watch your favorite sports team play because that's where you were sitting last time when they won? Right? It tricks you into flawed choices. So what's a better move? Accepting the randomness. That's it. That's how you make a smarter bets. So when do these biases hit the hardest? When you're under pressure, right? Rushed decisions lean on shortcuts, skipping those deeper thoughts. Sellers exploit this with the limited time only or pop-ups and ticking timers urging you to click before you think, right? Recall a hasty choice from last week, like an impulse buy or something, right? Which bias snuck in? Practice that pause. When you face a now or never pitch, say, I'm asleep on it. And then write down the pros and cons and wait 24 hours, then revisit. right? Watch that urgency just kind of evaporate. And then with it, so does the pressure. These shortcuts once kept your ancestors alive. You hear a rustle in the bushes, you better run fast and think later. But modern threats aren't tigers, right? They're manipulations, fake sales, flashy headlines, fear triggers. And when you recognize these shortcuts, you can override them. That's how you stay in control. And in the next video, we'll go one step further, exposing logical fallacies, the flawed arguments built on top of these biases designed to fool you even more.